All right, ladies and gents, welcome. Sean here with Blue Ridge Silverhound. We have a Monday market report to cover today. Boy, 1 week certainly changes things quite a bit. What I mean by that was, well, big time Lincoln Cents weren't around last week. Now they made a just glaring comeback this week. We're going to talk about all of the really cool pieces that have sold. And we're beginning to see a trend here, not just this week, but in previous weeks. 1950s coinage. People are buying into these. It doesn't matter what they are. A lot of folks are genuinely interested in this particular decade. We're going to also see what has been selling and what's been trending from that particular decade. Now, 1950s coinage was produced into oblivion for the most part. So there's certainly no shortage of any of this coins, whether they're pretty well circulated or some of the much nicer stuff right off the market, bank rolls of certain dates, you name it. There's just a fair share of this particular decade's worth of coins because they really produced a lot of them. Save for a few dates, we'll talk about those as well. But for the most part, easily accessible. Now, I guess the task at hand is going to be finding something that will appeal to the market. All right, so we'll talk about that. But aside from that, yeah, we're here in the thick of the holidays. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and all that great stuff to everyone. Thank you again for all your views and support in 2024. We are 30 days away, man, from New Year's. 2025 coming really, really soon. And yeah, let's not forget, we have a very special date coming up here as well. 2026 is going to be the key for a lot of things coming from the mint that could play into the market. It might influence it one way or the other. We'll see. We know dimes has been trending in one way or the other. Um, and yeah, it's been doing very well. So yeah, be on the lookout. As we approach the semi-quincentennial date, it's going to be just explosive. Um, just to let you guys know, okay, we do sell on the platform and whatnot as well. I always make do about putting in some sort of notification in the videos. We usually do it at the very beginning. So we're still going to do our Friday shows. Um, this particular Friday show coming up here in 4 days, you might want to pay attention to. I'm just saying. Without giving too much information, it's going to be a great event. But every Friday we do auctions. If you're looking to fill a stocking or treat yourself, to a nice piece, we'll have them all throughout the month. We might do less of the kind of like middle of the week stuff that we've been doing here pretty religiously over the last like 2 months. Things might be changing there in that regard. But come check us out on Fridays, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Just another way to get into the mood of collecting into this wonderful hobby we're in right now. So if you haven't signed up, go ahead and do so. I got my referral link down below in the description box. Well, we probably even have it pinned in the comments section as well. You sign up under me, and I'm going to give you guys $15 off your first item, whether that's through my stream or anyone else's. It does not matter what you buy. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into some of these coins. All courtesy, by the way, of greatcollections.com, one of the premier auction websites, bar none. They are one of the hottest going on right now, and they will better kind of gauge how the market's doing because they sell just about everything. All right, let's do it. Starting off here, that a coin that is no stranger to this particular list of the Monday Market Report, and that's going to be the 1990 No S Mint Mark Lincoln Memorial Cent. Now, this one here, as you guys know, is one of the infamous coins that you can find out there, whether that's in a proof set or in regular general circulation, that is intended to have a physical mint mark but doesn't. This is one of those right here. It's a proof coin, all right? And this particular date, it should have a physical estimate mark right under the date. This one does not. For some reason to another, The mint inadvertently left the mint mark off. Okay, that's either with a filled die, or they just didn't add it to the working die at that time. It's really anybody's guess, but this has long been like a heavily pursued coin. It's very expensive too. Now, this particular example is quite nice. It ended up as a PCGS Proof 69 red deep cameo. It looks every part of that particular variety. As you can see, it says no S there at the bottom. How about this price tag of the ages? $4,443.75. Again, folks, this is a rather pedestrian date, and if you have access to unsearched proof sets, this is yet again one of those particular coins that you can look out for in that proof set. Now, keep in mind, the regular coins will have an actual S mint mark. The ones without it, well, that's kind of a horse of a different animal. Next one that we have here, again, no stranger to the list, and a lot of those top flight grades of 65 and up, we see them quite a bit. Now, when it gets to this grade right here, again, it really skews the line by a heavy margin. Mid-State 68 red of a 1983 Lincoln cent, and we'll get into the variety here in a moment. Those two usually don't go in the same sentence. All right, it doesn't. And then now, when you add in this beautiful FS801 doubled die reverse variety, I mean, just look at the reverse. 1 cent is the most egregious doubled aspect of this coin. It sticks out like a sore thumb. Now, in this particular grade, that really um, it really pushes it into a whole other stratosphere. Gone are the days that the coin like this you could have purchased for $400 or $500, and then now all of a sudden when you have one that grades out this high, it's about 10 times that. This one ended at $5,175, and very spirited bidding action on this coin. And most of the time there is. Most of the big time varieties see a lot of play in the auction market. 1975S again seems like a wildly pedestrian coin. This is like one of the higher mintage proof coins, or sets rather, because it is mired right in the middle of the bicentennial coinage program, which spanned, I would say, just north of 18 months. So in 1975, the proof sets had actual bicentennial coinage of the quarter, half dollar, and the Ike dollar. So they wanted to promote this very heavily, and they did. They produced a lot of 75 and 76 proof sets, so we wouldn't think otherwise of just a kind of like, regular looking Lincoln cent like what this one is here. But did you guys know that there are a few examples graded in a perfect proof 70 red? Deep cameo also specified on there. You're never going to believe this though. Out of all the coins you could find in those proof sets, this one right here takes home the, I guess, the gold sombrero of sorts, as it did sell for $30,375. Who would have guessed? That's a number that's really out in left field, and some of you are probably going to ask, well, who in the hell bids that kind of money on something like this? It's the registry set folks, guys. The people that play in that, they are wildly rich. That's a term that I don't throw out there that often. They truly have deep pockets. They're very comfortable, in their spending ability when it comes to these type of programs. And is it going to slow down soon? I don't know, but we're just not seeing it today. This is a huge bomb for this week. On the opposite side of the spectrum, here's a coin that has fallen from grace quite a bit. Now, what's up with it? Because it's a high-end variety. And don't let the grade fool you. A 64 red brown is a still top-notch coin. As a matter of fact, I would say right around the pandemic, this used to be a $3,000 to $4,000 coin in this very grade. If it wasn't for a certain 69S doubled die obverse, this one would be the top dog of doubled dies for the Memorial Series. But we have this one here that just recently ended yesterday as 64 red brown, and it's like a great looking coin. FS101 DDO is what it is. $1,805.62. My God, if you really wanted one of these, this one would have been the perfect candidate to add to your variety set because I know how scarce this one is. It's like it's right above the 69S, but it beats out quite a few of the other ones like the 72 FS101 and a few others. Even the 83 FS801 we just looked at pales into comparison on the rarity scale, and this one here, $1,800 for an otherwise just stunner. It's even got nice kind of like magenta color on there. People love toned copper. This is just a great one. I'm shocked at the price of this one. And there you go. Yeah, there was a 69S. I think it really came down to, okay, do I go for that 70S or the 69S? Well, there are people that still don't have this in their collection that wouldn't mind paying the five figures for the cost of ownership. And that is this particular coin that you see here. Now, it's far from perfect. It's an AU58, which indicates that it did circulate for quite a bit of time. Um, but ladies and gents, the doubling just cannot be compared. I mean, look at all the devices on the obverse, and you'll see just exactly what I mean. Um, yeah, I mean, 58s, you could have been able to buy these for around 15K. They're trending up a little bit. I think people are looking for this particular grade, kind of like that everyman grade, as a kind of a concession of owning one that's in mint state condition because those are easily over $20,000. But this one, not too far away at $18,452.25 is still a lot of money. And it represents, again, even to this day, a huge chaser for roll hunters. This thing has been found all across the country, from Michigan to California to Texas. I think there was a few examples in Florida as well that were found of this particular variety. So they are out there. And there may not be a whole lot of them left, but I guarantee you there's going to be at least a couple of them remaining in circulation. It's just going to be who's going to be doing the more diligent hunting for these things. It could be you, could be me, it could be the next guy. Yeah, it could be Digging Dave. There's a name that's synonymous with treasure hunts, as he has found quite a bit of those huge varieties. 57D, nice original coin with some toning color on there. How about this one as a 67 plus red? Even got a CAC green certified sticker on there, and another big price tag. Man, registry set coins coming back with a vengeance this week. $4,050. How do you like them apples? And a 55. All right. Are you seeing the trend here? 1950s coins, where we're beginning. It's like top to bottom. It's all good. 55. Also the 67 plus red, CAC certed, and again made and tailored for a registry set. $6,637.57, 50 bucks, 50 cents. $6,637.50. Where did I get 50 bucks from? I don't know. Sorry, guys. Yeah. I need to get off this ride. 1954, one of the tougher dates. I mean, this one needs really no introduction, and compared to the previous coin, the quality is like night and day. This one here is just a 67 red, and that's about as good as it gets for a 54. A lot of the Philadelphia coins of the 50s, the quality was not very good. All right, so they stand to be the biggest chasers of singular dates from top to bottom. Whether it's a 1950 or a 58, doesn't matter. They're all pretty pricey if you hit that top end bubble of these things. But how about $7,256.25 for a coin that does not have a CAC green sticker at that? My God, man, the market's just on its head right now. 50S. All right, we were talking and sweating, Philadelphia coins of the 50s. How about S Mint? Well, if and only if it comes back like a monstrous 68 red grade like this one here, I mean, like, yeah, that's easy. No problem. So another one that really blindsided me. I'm sure it's a blindsided a lot of you guys when come to find out. This one ended at $14,962.50. Oh boy. Yeah, it's the weakness in the knees that really really got me on this one. Almost $15,000 for 50s. Yeah, I guess I've seen everything. I don't know. Yeah, kind of a tough act to follow, but we have to head into nickels here eventually, and we have a few of them to talk about. I have 61 here, which is not particularly an easy date to find proof-wise with deep cameo contrast. Talk about one of your toughest types to find in proof sets. There's just not a lot of them. Probably less than maybe 2 or 3% of the entire run of 1961 proof nickels exhibit this kind of frosting that you see here. It's really not a lot. This one comes back as a 68 plus deep cameo. It's a stunner. And $1,856.25 later, and you have a sale. Buffalo Nickels as well. We got a few. How about a good old high mintage 37 Philly? I mean, they made quite a few of these, many millions of them. Mid-State 68 is where you need to be on the grade for it to be something really out of this world. This is a stratospheric coin here. But how about $4,331.25? Who would have thought, And the thing is, here's the cool thing about this state is that you can find a lot of these raw in mid-state condition at coin shops and coin dealers. It's going to take a little sleuthing to find like that really nice clean example without contact marks like what we have here on this one. And that's part of the hunt. That's part of the fun of cherry picking these for the sake of the registry set. Is that you get to go through many of these, still be relatively reasonable on the price. You can pick one of these up for around $25 or less for a nice BU example. We also have this, the 35S, and it took me by surprise because when I looked at the slab label, it says Angel D's tone set. The Angels D collection of toned buffalo nickels has got to be one of the like best coin collections of the last 100 years. No joke. I mean, it took a lot of dedicated hunting over the years for the Angel D's folks. I think it's two people or one person that put this one together. And it took many years. Just many years of looking around. And here's the 35S. A tough date. 67 plus is the grade that this one got. Um, and it ended up selling for $5,906.25. It is by no means the most expensive Angel D's coin that I've seen. I think it was like Heritage or one of these other auction companies that was blessed to consign the entire Angel D's set, and a lot of them went for many tens of thousands of dollars. I mean, just ungodly amounts of money. 29S, a little bit tougher, not too bad. I would say in comparison, 34D is a lot tougher than this 29S. This one actually, for being a 1920s coin, has lots of luster. I'm more than surprised. This one right here came back PCGS 67. It's a beauty. I like this one. $7,931.25. The power of the 20s is coming through and shining very brightly here. All right, another 1950s coin. I'm telling you, they're hot. But this particular one right here, you guys know, is a very low mintage. As a matter of fact, the Philly, the Denver, and the San Francisco 55 Rosies were all very low mintage. But people knew that. And a lot of these were saved up in full BU rolls and things like that. So 55D and 68 full bands. Again, wow. Colorful, very bright, very vivid. Very nice, 68 full bands is no joke. That's a huge grade on this one. $3,712.50. Again, another 1950s coin in the books, and it's wild. If you're looking for toning or registry set high end grades, the 50s has been gaining a lot of attention lately. 41S, one of the tougher dates to find with a full strike. This one has that in a 68 full bander. Full split bands on the reverse fascies there is what really hit this one home. Good looking coin, probably a registry set piece, $2,080.12 for that one. And a good old run of the mill 1918 Philly, this time in a 66 full bands, is a nice looking coin. It's all original. 100%, never been dipped. It has that look of just hanging around somewhere for a very long time. $2,362.51 on this one that graded 66 with full split bands. All right, we're going to wrap things up here on a few quarters. 61D, always a tough one here in the highest grades. And we managed throughout this whole video to squeak by two NGC graded pieces. This is one of them here. 61D and a 67 plus. Love or hate the toning, it's on there, and that kind of lends to the originality of the coin. Never been dipped, none of that stuff. This one right here ended to $2,308.50 there. Good looking one. It just gets better. Here's another 55. 55 staying alive. Crusty, very crusty toning. This is one that I traditionally see in original mint sets. If you do come across them, a lot of them tone this way when they react to the sulfur of that paper. But this one here, in a 67 plus, CAC certified, the toning. Again, love it or hate it. There's a lot of fans of this particular kind of like cracked style of toning. $2,761.88. 53D coming up next. By far my favorite toner of the week, and it's beautiful. The green really does play in huge to the desirability of such toned pieces because it's the most popular collected color. 67 plus CAC green as well. How about $4,735.12? I know, right? Who would spend that kind of money on just a plain old quarter? Well, you have a lot of toned art nuts and then registry set people that would say otherwise. And we're going to end things off here on a 44D. It's just a 44D. But it's our other NGC graded coin. It comes back as 68 star. All right, so the star denotes eye appeal, which is the toning on there. It doesn't have a cat green sticker. It's probably okay, but it would certainly, would help the value of this coin by a good margin. So I'm happy to say this one ended at $2,593.12 here this week on Great Collections. Pretty cool coin. Great way to end things off on. Again, very wholesome bunch. Again, the 1950s, there it is. There was like 5 or 6 coins that all hit a pretty big mark here this week. So might be worth looking into. 1950s as a decade is very popular in all sorts of other ways, like pop culture and artistic significance and automobilia and things like that. That it stands for very good reason why that now all of a sudden, there's been more attention paid to this decade above all else. So keep in mind, information in this video is for entertainment purposes only, not financial advice. Please collect and or grade your coins responsibly. And that's going to go ahead and wrap things up here for this one. Again, I'm your host, Sean, with Blue Ridge Silverhound. It was certainly a pleasure. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Monday, a great rest of your week, and we'll have more market data for you guys here in the coming weeks. So you guys take care. Happy holidays, and I'll see you later.